Hey guys, Avery here. I'm gonna let you guys get ready with me right now because there's something I kind of want to talk about. I'm gonna be doing a makeup tutorial eventually because I know that a lot of you guys wanted that. But right now I'm gonna do my hair, my luscious lady lumps, or locks, not lumps, because that's on the other side. Okay, so one thing that I just want to talk about is the fact that I just want to talk about what my grandma said when she's like, are there no men in Washington? Which was so cute. My grandma's so adorable. Okay, so first off, no, there's not. But I get a lot of messages from people who are like, you need to focus on your kids and you need to stay in Washington and you need to find someone in Washington and you need to find someone here. And okay, I just want to say really quick, right? Like, we live in 2020 era. We literally live in the technology age. And because we are allowed now to have so much communication and ability to meet people like outside of our vicinity, now we are exposed to so many different people out there that I just want to know, why does it have to be in your vicinity? Like, who doesn't like to travel anyway? I would love to go travel and meet the love of my life. Whether that person, like, God didn't say, I need to put you in Washington because that's where your love of your life is going to be. So I need to make sure I put you in the same vicinity as that person. No, that's not how life works. If I find somebody who lives on the other side of the world, whether they live in Australia or they live in Washington, it's all about the connection that you guys have. So I just kind of want to touch base on that because people ask me, like, why did you have to go all the way to Australia to find love? You shouldn't have had to go all the way to Australia to find a relationship. And I just want to say first off that they're accurate. You know, I didn't have to go all the way to Australia to find somebody to date. I didn't have issues finding people and attracting men in my life to date. That wasn't the thing. So for me, what's most important for me is the connection. And after I had just a really hard experience after leaving Silver's dad, or me and Silver's dad parting ways, after I had that experience, I really took that time to really work on myself and grow within who I am and really sit down and decide that, you know, this is a moment in my life where now all the doors are open to me. I have the opportunity now to really work on myself and grow as a person so that the next relationship that I have, I can really put my whole self into that and that I'm happy and complete with who I am. And what I want, I'm not going to settle for in my next partner. And so I sat down actually one day and I wrote a list of all the qualities that I was looking for in a man. I didn't write out what I didn't want because that's not what I want to attract into my life. I wrote down everything that I do want in a partner. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at that, I was like, I'm never going to find this person, because it's so hard to find those qualities that I was looking for. But I told myself I was not going to settle for anything less because, to be honest with you, I was extremely happy with with my situation, with who I was. I was just happy being alone. And so, yeah, I would go on dates, you know, periodically. In fact, I got on the Bumble dating app for maybe like a month and then it just was crap to me. So I got off of it and I decided I'm not going to really try and look for dates or anything like that. But honestly, I did not go out looking for love. I was really just kind of focused on my own passions and changing my life, changing my career, and doing what it is for me that I wanted to do. And in doing that and seeking the, the passions and the dreams I had for myself, and I was doing things for myself, I happened to stumble upon somebody who was in a lot of the same interests as me because I was focusing on myself. And rather than going out there and looking for a relationship and looking for somebody to come in my life, I just focused on who I was, and I focused on the things that bring me joy and happiness. And in that, I surrounded myself around people who had the same interests, the same joys, and the same desires. And to be honest with you, I was looking for a partner who wants to approach the relationship from a growth mindset, and that can really look at situations as not like a me and a you, but a we. So for instance, when troubles arise, I really wanted to find a partner that would not say, this is what you did and this is what I did and blah, blah, blah. I really wanted to find a partner who could look at the situation and say, like, how are we going to fix this situation? Not, what did you do wrong? What did I do wrong? I wanted to find somebody who's really going to be like, what is the issue and how can we fix the issue? So I wanted to find somebody who works on themselves. It's really important for them to personally develop. And I just wanted somebody to be in the same stage as I was in life. And to be honest with you, I don't really have the same views and perspectives as a lot of people. It's really hard for me to connect to people because I do view life in a different way, or I view life in a way where I feel like I don't share a lot of the same mindsets as a lot of people. And so I can get along with everybody, but to really form a really deep connection with me, I just feel like I can open up to people who I relate to. And it's hard for me to relate to a lot of people because I don't feel like we view life or have the same, I love really deep philosophical conversations, and I love, love, love educating myself all the time. And I love talking about mindset. I love talking about personal development. I love talking about consciousness. I love spirituality. There are so many things that drive me in that realm, that drive a lot of passion within who I am. And I want to be able to have those types of conversations and have that type of mindset with my partner. And I just could not find that with anybody here in Washington. And so when I met Ash, we were instantly connected to each other because I could talk to him about the way I view life and my mindset on things. And he actually understood what I was talking about, and vice versa. So it wasn't like, I've been on dates where I start talking about crazy mindset, going down the rabbit hole type of stuff. And they're like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why not just be a surface level thinker? Why not? So that just instantly would be like a turn off to me. I'm like, okay, well, it was nice knowing you. So I just did not settle, and I don't think anybody should settle. I think that everybody should really focus on themselves when it comes to a relationship. And when they focus on themselves and they find their desires, they find their passions, they're not looking for another person to fill in those little holes that maybe they don't like, there's people out there sometimes, and I'm not degrading these people at all. I totally understand that we all come from different paths and different backgrounds, and we all have different perceptions about life. And, I really do feel like when people really need to learn to find themselves and who they are and what they love before they go and find a partner. And the reason I say this is because oftentimes if they don't know who they are or what they want in life, they end up molding themselves into what their partner wants them to be. In return, they find themselves to become very unhappy. And in the relationship in the beginning, you know, there's a lot of chemical reactions that happen in our brain that confuse us and make us blind to seeing red flags, to seeing things that maybe wouldn't naturally be us. And it's usually the honeymoon phase, and it's an actual chemical reaction that happens in the brain. We cannot help that. It literally makes us like love is blind. So when you have that situation, you end up just kind of like going with the flow, and then you start to realize after all of those chemicals start to even out and start to go into the next phase, you start to recognize a lot of those patterns that you really just maybe start to irritate you really don't like about your partner, and you start to really see the person from an objective standpoint. And a lot of times at this point, if you don't really know what you want, or you don't really know who you are, you'll start to mold yourself into who your partner wants you to be, because now you need the relationship in order to feel that they're completing something within you. And so you just have that drive to want to please your partner. And so I tell people, you know, like, you really need to focus on yourself. You really need to find out who you are, what your passions are, what you love. And when you go after that, you surround yourself by the people who truly have the same mindset, the same mentality. And you can find somebody who really is going to bring you a lot of joy in life. And so when you know who you are, you won't settle for anything less, because your happiness for who you are internally doesn't come at the expense of yourself. So that kind of didn't make sense. When you put your joys and your happiness and whatever it is first, then you start to attract a lifestyle around you that matches up to who you are, and you create a happier lifestyle. But if you're constantly trying to please other people, and you're constantly trying to be somebody who you're not, and this happens often when you don't know who you are, you're just kind of weaving in and out of other people's perceptions and realities for who you are, then you end up just really like having a chaotic environment for yourself. And it's really, really hard to truly learn to love yourself as a person, and creating a really good environment for the people around you. So, long story short, the reason why I didn't find somebody in Washington is not because, you know, I have problems finding people. It's literally because I'm extremely picky. I know what I want, done a lot of self-work on myself, and it is the reason why I'm very passionate about helping other people improve their own life and find joy in their own life and attracting the right things into their life. So, yeah. And I wish I could have said all of that to my grandma. It was just way too much. Probably go over her head. She doesn't understand these things. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to my rant. I'm gonna be doing lots more rants. So let me know what you want to talk about. All right. Ciao, guys. I'm going to soon be doing a makeup tutorial. Stay tuned.
And so the crops stayed in the water till about 8 a.m. But then when the temperature is probably the most important thing. Maybe equally.
There's everybody.
You can see a big tongue come over there. Yeah. So on a low tide, that's where one of our 4 metre guys would sit.
Like, you can almost guarantee every morning.
Not necessarily that one, but one of his favourites.
Oh, yeah. on your shot.
It's good because if you get close, she may move.
Right.
I'm pretty tight.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
she's just chilling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To tell you that crocs get particularly aggressive when they see black and white stripes.
It's not as zesty as the other one.
What's it taste like, Sean?
It's not as, is it zesty?
No, I think you got it all.
No.
This is
It's not as zesty as the other one.